Today, we're going to take a look at 10 of my favorite Rancid songs. Let's check it. The From Boston to Berkeley tour is well underway, featuring Rancid, the Dropkick Murphys, and the Bronx, with the show originally to take place back in 2020 and then being postponed due to the pandemic. It's back underway, and I'm excited to say that it's my first show back after the pandemic. So in honor of this, I thought I'd take a look at 10 of my favorite Rancid songs. There's so many to choose from, this is really hard to narrow down. And don't worry, I'll be hitting you with some Dropkick Murphy stuff later on. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first song I have to talk about is definitely Hooligans, off of Rancid's 1998 album, Life Won't Wait. It was the first song that I heard from the band, and given the rest of their discography, it doesn't really even sound like Rancid, but I was immediately drawn to them due to the Hammond B3 organ. I really liked the style, and I really liked the sound and what was going on from the first 10 seconds of the song. In my opinion, it's a great introduction to the band because it's not really fast and furious, it doesn't hit you in the face, it's just a great overall rock song. The reggae style breakdown in the middle song is particularly interesting, because it's definitely a cool dynamic that introduced me to other songs and other bands from the genre, like kind of the stuff that NoFX does. The next song I have to talk about is definitely Rejected, from the band's 1993 self-titled record. I picked up a bass guitar when I was around 13, 14, 15 years old, like every kid, and I was immediately drawn to bassists like Matt Freeman and Chris of Anti-Flag and Mike Dirnt and Mark Hoppus of Blink-182, those kind of guys. Back in the day, Matt Freeman was like a god on bass, and learning any of his stuff was definitely technical and difficult, and was definitely for the more experienced players, but I tried to play it right from the get-go. Rejected was the first song that I ever heard a bassist like shred, and that the main melody and the main riff of the song came from the bass guitar. I didn't even really know if it was a Rancid song or not, because the voice didn't click, because it was Matt singing the song, and I had downloaded it off of LimeWire, knowing that it was a Rancid song, thinking that it was a Rancid song, but sometimes when you downloaded stuff back then, you really didn't get what you were downloading. So glad that it was a Rancid song. I learned it. The tabs were online. It took me forever to learn, but it's definitely a song that's always going to hold a place for me, and definitely a song that's always going to be up there. East Bay Night, off of Rancid's 2009 record, Let the Dominoes Fall. The first time I heard the song, it wasn't the actual studio recorded version of the song. It was the acoustic version of it that I got a hold of first, and I put it on a playlist for like when you're just driving home and you're tired, and it's just one of those chill, relaxing type songs, which is a total contrast to the original version of the song. I didn't hear that for like a few months later. The original version of the song, the record recorded version of the song, but the acoustic version will always hold a place for me. I got this probably a few months after the record, after the acoustic version came out. I didn't hear the original version for even a few months later. Cocktails, off of Rancid's 1998 album, Life Won't Wait. The first time I heard this song was a concert that they did in, I think, Tokyo, and this was on there, and I was like, wow, Tim's playing a harmonica, this is amazing. Being a fan of people like Billy Joel and artists of that nature, and hearing the Hammond B3 organ again in the back really drew me to more of a rock style meets a blues rather than a punk rock song. Rancid's always been a band that's been kind of all over. They really define themselves as a punk band, but at the same time, they've got elements of ska with things like Operation Ivy, and elements of reggae, and elements of even pop music, given that Tim has produced people like Pink before. But the band has always been punk at core. This is definitely a favorite rock song of mine. Always will be. Time Bomb, off of Rancid's 1995 and Out Come the Wolves record. I could actually just list all the songs off of An Out Come the Wolves and that be it, but I tried to pick and choose from different albums throughout the years. There's a couple on here from An Out Come the Wolves. It's the first Rancid song that a lot of us Rancid fans have been introduced to. I was introduced to An Out Come the Wolves. I got a hold of Operation Ivy first, and then An Out Come the Wolves came later, though I didn't discover this until like 2002, 2003. Time Bomb, though, was it's an infamous punk rock song for the punk rock community, the Rancid community, the ska community, and this song is sort of an anthem for the rude boys out there. Black coat, white shoes, black cat Cadillac, like those lyrics, I thought to myself when I first heard the song, are there people like this that actually exist? And then I went to my first punk show and realized that, yes, 100%. So it kind of held a special place for me ever since then, knowing that this song isn't bullshit, that it's about real people that exist, and is definitely a crowd favorite anytime someone hears it. Olympia, Washington, off of the same record, and Out Come the Wolves, which is actually, I think, the next track on the album. Admittedly, I didn't hear the original version of this song at first. I heard the NoFX version, which is like one of my favorite versions of the song, if there are favorite versions of the song. I heard this on the NoFX and Rancid BYOB split, where they each picked a handful of each other's songs and covered them, and this one is definitely on the top there. NoFX singing this song. Another favorite version is Mike Herrera of MXPX covering it very acoustically. I also like my version of it, which I kind of combine the NoFX version, the original version, and the Mike Herrera version of it together. I'll link that below so you can listen to it. Shameless promotion on that. But yeah, anytime we would get together and get drunk, this is definitely a song that was on the playlist on the radio when we would just get rowdy and punk basements and all that other stuff, and even going to the shows. Nihilism off of Rancid's 1994 record, Let's Go. Opening track of Let's Go definitely sets the mood for the entire record. I was obsessed with this song for the longest time. The duality of Tim's verses and Lars's choruses are fucking amazing. Lars is like really slow and getting kind of the point across, and then Tim is just like a bat out of hell during the verses, which is kind of cool seeing that, because usually verses are more slow and melodic, and they're just really fast, and the choruses in this song, which are supposed to be fast, are a little slower in this. And then you have the chanting of Nihilism, which is in and out throughout the entire song. Fall Back Down off of Rancid's 2003 album, Indestructible. At this time in my life, I'd been completely immersed into the punk rock lifestyle, community, whatever you want to call it. It was around 2002, 2003, 2004, and then this record dropped. I remember it being one of the first punk records that I was just so excited for it to drop, because I had listened to all of the band's back catalog up until that point, and waiting for this was definitely amazing. It also has kind of a more of a pop sense to it. It was one of the first songs that I remember seeing them playing like on TV next to Red Hot Moon. Red Hot Moon I think got pushed a whole lot more. That was another song from the record. But I remember seeing this song and thinking, wow, this is amazing. It's now on commercial radio. It also holds another place for me due to the context of the lyrics of the song, given that it's about a breakup and that your friends will kind of hold you down during that time. And that's just what was going on in my life. I had a huge breakup, my first like big breakup in high school, so that was a thing that this song will always hold a place for me because of that. Maxwell Murder, again, off of an Out Come the Wolves. Every bass player, every punk bass player anyway, this song is like a holy grail for them to learn. The song only clocks in like a minute, 23 seconds, but the whole time it's like a bat out of hell, hitting the ground running. It's fast, it's gritty. For anybody who's learning how to play bass, it's definitely like the expert mode when you get to the back half of the song. Even the beginning of the song, the main riff during the chorus is kind of tough if you're just a beginner bass player. But once you get to the bass solo after about a minute, it is just off the rails. It's definitely an awesome song to hear play live. They like extend the bass solo out. It's kind of Matt's time to shine. I love seeing that live. It's always a song that I look forward to live. Even though it's like a minute, they drag it out to like 2 minutes 41 seconds sometimes to give Matt his like big bass solo time to shine. And just hearing a bass guitar and drums kill it for a solid minute while people are moshing is definitely a sight to see. Last but not least is Radio off of 1994's Let's Go. This is a lot of people's like favorite song. I know people that have lyrics of the song tattooed on them. The lyrics, when I got the music, I've got a place to go. My band covered this. My band actually recorded this. And we threw it on an EP back in the day when I had a band in high school. If Rancid definitely had an anthem, it would definitely be this song. Like I said, the lyrics, when I got the music, I've got a place to go. It's definitely an anthem for a generation of punks before and more to come. I hope people listen to this song 50 years from now and they still feel the same thing that I did the first time that I heard it. It's been the closing song pretty much every single time that I've seen Rancid live. I don't know if they switch it up or not. I might have just gotten lucky and that's been their closing song. One time they opened and closed with it, which is pretty amazing. But it's one song that I absolutely look forward to them playing every single time live, and I've seen them play it every single time they've played live. It's definitely one on the set that people are just excited for. Well, anyway, guys, that's my list. Let me know what your favorite Rancid songs are down in the comments below, and what they mean to you, if they hold a special place for you at all. Let me know if you're going to the Boston to Berkeley tour, and if so, I can't wait to see you guys in the pit. For now, let's roll the outro, and I'll see you later, guys. Hey guys, we're at that part of the video where you should like and subscribe. And after the video is over, comment on some stuff. What did you like? What did you not like? What should I do next? Something like that. There's more to this channel than just the whole YouTube thing. I post daily blogs on thepoppunkdad.com, which features daily reviews and interviews from awesome bands from around the globe. Head on over to the Pop Punk Dad merch shop where you can find cool things like that right there. It helps the channel out and it lets me know that you love me. I have a weekly podcast called the Pop Punk Dadcast, which is on Spotify, SoundCloud, and iTunes. Please subscribe. And hey, while you're at it, after this video, cruise on around and check out other content that tickles your fancy. Interviews with awesome bands, vlogs, cover songs, and more. You can check out all my socials, my IG, my FB, my Snapchat, and my Twitter at the Pop Punk Dad. And above all else, guys, stay pop punk. Later.